Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be having a look at New World, and more specifically how you can get started in crafting, what you'll need to do it, and all of the different things you can do. First off, you'll need to get your hands on a couple of different things to get started. You'll need gathering equipment, materials, you'll need money because you will have to pay a small amount of taxes to be able to craft in different settlements, and you'll need to find the right crafting station for the crafting that you want to do. For clarity, I'll also split up the disciplines between gathering, refining, and crafting. Gathering you'll do out in the open world, and this includes mining, logging, harvesting, and skinning. Refining will be done in a settlement, and you'll be refining the raw materials that you've gathered. Refining includes smelting, stone cutting, woodworking, leatherworking, and weaving. And finally, crafting is what you do with all of the refined and gathered materials. This includes weaponsmithing, jewel crafting, cooking, arcane, armoring, engineering, and furnishing. To get started with gathering, you'll need to get your hands on some gathering gear, and the game has you craft some basic tools in the tutorial quests. So at the start of the game, that's not really too much of an issue. Later on, you can craft better tools, or you can just do what I did and buy some from the auction house as early as possible. The reason you want to get better tools is that they allow you to gather faster. If like me, you have other commitments and you don't have hundreds of hours to dump into an MMO, I think speed is always a good thing. So once you're all tooled up and ready to go out and destroy the natural environment, you can log, mine, harvest, and skin the things around you. When you're at lower levels, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled for things like plants to pick, animals to skin, and ores to mine. If you're having trouble with finding some trees to cut down, you might need a completely different type of video. After you hit higher levels, the game's compass at the top of the screen will show you when you're near things that you can go around and gather up. However, bear in mind that there are level requirements for some resources. Not all ores are mineable at lower levels. Bigger trees and tougher animals also need you to level up logging and tracking to get the materials from them. It's also worth mentioning that so soon after launch, the markets are a bit all over the place, so you can travel between towns and hit the marketplaces to find some bargains. And if you have the money, this can be a quick way to get hundreds of cheap materials to pump into your refining skills. Moving on to refining, this bit doesn't require any of the gathering tools that you used previously, but it does require some mental resilience after you see how your hard-earned materials get gobbled up in seconds. To refine, you can either have your materials in your pockets or in the local town's storage shed and then head off to find a refining station. These can be a bit tricky to find if you're in a new place, but they can be easily found on the map if you scroll into the settlement you're in. After that, each of the icons is pretty self-explanatory. The smelter does metals, the wood bench does wood, and the one that looks like a cow does leather. To many people, the refining might seem a bit tedious, and it's basically the middleman between your gathering and crafting the good stuff, but it is a necessary part of the process. Again, there are level caps to a lot of the refining recipes, and these will unlock as you level through the respective skill. In addition to the more simple recipes like iron, some recipes need additional materials to process the raw ingredients. These additional components often come from supply crates and mob drops out in the open world, so make sure you hoover them all up while leveling and questing. And finally, we have the crafting. For many people, this is the end goal of the entire process. And unless you want to sell your refined materials or your gathered materials in the market for a profit, all of your resources are going to be funneled into your crafting professions. Whether that's armorsmithing, weaponsmithing, arcana for things like potions, or engineering for things like guns and ammo. Some additional things to note while you're crafting. When you're crafting a piece of gear, you'll often see a range on the right hand side. This will show you the boundaries of the item level when you craft it. This gear score scales with your skill in that specific crafting profession. You can also select better quality materials in the drop down list of the ingredients to narrow this band. In addition to using materials, you can also spend Azoth, the magical blue stuff that you use to fast travel around the map. This stuff gives you a chance for your gear to have random perks, like gathering bonuses and combat perks. And the more you use, the higher chance you have to get better perks. And finally, if you don't like leaving things down to random chance, you can add trinkets to your gear to get specific benefits that you want. And that's it for today, a quick overview of the crafting mechanics in New World. Hopefully this clarified some of the basics. Let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comments below, or if you just want to add some details to help people out. We're the Bullet Sponges, and we'll see you in the next one.